Did you know that the human head is of the same approximate size and weight of a roaster chicken? No, you didn't? Neither did I. I didn't either until I read Stiff by Mary Roach, which is about the curious life of human cadavers. And actually, you don't even have to read the book to learn that little gem, because it's the first line. Stiff is a work of nonfiction about what happens to your body after you die. Starting off on this book, I thought it was mainly just going to be about things that, you know, could happen to your body if you donate it to science, but it's actually much, much more than that. Not only do you learn about what happens to your body if it's donated to science, such as medical uses, crash test dummies, things like that, but you also learn about what happens to your body if you're buried or if you're cremated, and many other options that you can choose to do, or have done to you, I guess I should say, after you die. It was really interesting reading about the history of memorial services and cremation and who decided to start opening up bodies for scientific advancement. Even though this is a nonfiction book, Mary Roach approaches it in a way where the non-scientist can read it. Just the everyday person can sit down and read this book and learn things about cadavers and what could happen afterwards. The things that she says while looking at these cadavers are what most people would probably think in their heads but never actually say aloud. It was definitely an enjoyable read, and since I read this for my book club, we had some lovely discussions about bodies and things. I have to say, I never thought I would find cadavers so interesting, but I do. It definitely got me thinking, because previously what I had planned to do with my body, which has been my plan for the past 4 or so years, is that I wanted to be cremated and then put into an artificial coral reef in the ocean. And that was my plan, but after reading this I've decided that I'm going to take a new course of action with my dead body. I want to be donated to science and hope that my mother checks off all the right boxes so that I become plasticized. What is plastinization, you ask? Oh, good question. It's too complicated and sciencey for me to really explain to you, but essentially my body will be preserved for like 10,000 years and I will be in the human body exhibit at museums that you see. Yes, I know, I am crazy, but that is what I would like. One of the things that I found really interesting in this book was you can actually be turned into fertilizer, which is new. Never really thought anyone would ever want to be turned into fertilizer, but if you think about it, it's actually kind of a cool idea. Your loved one's body is turned into fertilizer. Essentially what you do is you plant like a tree with that person's fertilizer, and the idea is that the person becomes the tree. And so it's kind of like a living memorial to you, really. You're more than just a plaque on a tree. You are the tree. Which is something that I did consider, but I didn't trust my loved ones to plant me in a place where I wouldn't be cut down later. I could see someone planting me in their house and moving and being like, well damn, we gotta leave Hillary behind. I mentioned this to my aunt because she's big into gardening and she says that she'd just rather be cremated and sprinkled over her flowers. Mary Roach brings up the issue about how we should be more concerned with our loved ones who are burying our body than we should be with our actual body. It's gotta be hard for your parents or your spouse to donate your body to science if their religious beliefs say that you need to be buried. And as much as I would love to be plasticized, I'm not quite sure how my dad would feel about that. My mom, on the other hand, would think that would be awesome. On a lighter note, if you're looking for something fun and interesting to lighten up your book club, I would definitely suggest Stiff. It was a fun read and it gave my book club a lot to talk and laugh about. Bye!